10 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Welcome back, guys. After the little break we had, TV Zulu have their time slot 10:30 p.m. CET. So if you're in Denmark, Scandinavia, head yourselves over to there and check out Sind and Melk, both casting this game over on live TV. But here we are, the English live stream, Team Liquid against Complexity, and this is the final game from Group B in Phase 2 of the defense. Currently, we're looking at Vegas Quadrant and 4CNL in the top spot, shared between them at 6 and 4 apiece. NIP 5 and 5, Power Rangers 5 and 5. Team Liquid are currently sitting at what are we looking at? 6 and 4. So they are currently tied with Vega and 4CNL. If they win this game here, the single game against Complexity, they get automatic qualification. They're in the first slot, and they're all happy. And that leaves us with the tie in the second spot between Vega and 4CNL. So Complexity, nothing really to lose here. They are looking at, 1 and 8 in the group stage. They've got no qualification hopes, so it's just pride on the line right now as they're battling up against Team Liquid. But this is the final game of Group B. Later on, after the Major, I believe, we've got OG against VP and VP against Empire. And things are getting a little bit tight over there because VP can still qualify. OG and Alliance, they're both in the top spots, but it's getting a little bit close in Group A as well. It's been a good ending to the defense Phase 2, but tonight, our last game of the night, let's head into it. Draft has begun. My co-cast is here as well, Clairvoyance. Game number 1 swang back and forth a little bit. Complexity had it in their hands, but Liquid snatched it back pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of the draft showing its strength after 1 point with the Roche and the buybacks. But here in Game 2, Liquid seemed to be pretty confident in their opponent, Complexity's draft from the last game, saying take the Slaughter and the Gyrocopter before. Complexity swiftly responding with the Wind Wyvern, as Liquid had picked up in the past as well. Teams going after each other.
Yeah, and also Team Liquid chose Dire this time around. So Slardar offlane Dire, they've got that easy access to Roshan as well. You know, everything sort of ties together. The Midas armor, the Roche control, the gyro. You can definitely see the components sort of fitting together for Liquid here. And the bans out Quap and Lena, opting not to ban out the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, it's possible to Team Liquid here, of course, the Slardar, but I'm not sure if they want that though, honestly. You know, Wind Ranger was a nice hero last game. A pretty fine performance throughout the most of the game, I think. In general, for one, it does get outskilled by the Shadow Fiend. So it's one of the more coveted picks against Shadow Fiend because it snowball the lane against the SF. It's always a risky game against SF if you're a hero that can combat it. Actually, you know what? But there is the Wind Ranger, which is very lane dependent, as well as just a single target, single focus. Clockwork ban, actually, that Wind Ranger villain, I think. So a good pick against both Slaughter and Gyrocopter. One of the best picks against.
Okay.
Possible, man.
So if they go for the Wind Ranger now, that does leave Liquid in a scenario where they've not picked any supports just yet.
Honestly, I don't know.
Like, we have seen Slardar in the support role, but that's mainly when he's been sort of paired up with a Tusk or something. And it's very often kind of a last-ditch effort if you want something else towards the offlane.
Right.
But with Darkseer, Undying, Doom, Tusk all banned out, it's more likely than not going to be Mind Control's hero.
Yeah, most certainly. The other thing with the Wind Ranger too, if they decide to pick it up, is going up against the Wyvern's Curse. And I mean, that I meant to say the Cold Embrace. So it'll make the focus fire completely nullified during the duration of the shackle that you want to snipe the target. So in that sense, it's a good pick for Liquid in the sense that they have the heroes to accompany it. but it's not exactly the best pick per se. And as you mentioned, man, you don't really want to open up to any draft with like 3 cores or both supports because it just limits your lineup that much. Bounty Hunters.
Radiant.
Oh, hey. Well, it's going to be pretty good against the Shadow Fiend. Force some support rotations to help him out. And the Bounty Hunter nowadays, it's more about weakening your opponent's lanes just by, roaming around and being a threat, controlling runes, making sure that you can't just be bunkered down in a lane and feel happy with the matchups you've got. And with the Spirit Breaker picked up, it's kind of indicative of that. The Complexity realize that they'll have to react. They'll have to see where Bounty Hunter goes, and have the Spirit Breaker Wyvern maybe TP, maybe charge to try and counteract his movements. And there's the Viper I was looking for in the previous game. Obviously, they already had the Razor, but you said it, man.
Fada,
yep.
Razor or Viper.
Honestly, we saw this from Complexity. They had the amplified damage from Slardar with a Viper maxing Nether Toxin, and it is as good as, if not better than, the Wind Ranger. The Nether Toxin and right-click damage you get from a Viper is insane. So you've got kiting, you've got slowing, you've got teamfight ultis, stuns, and the fact now that Shadow Fiend is going to be not hard countered, but he's going to have a tough time in mid, right? The initial stages. He can still flash farm jungle, Radiant side, but Viper does very well in that 1v1.
Yeah, I think so. Item builds are going to be very indicative of how the game progresses as well. As it stands, against Viper, you generally really want a mech. Mech gives you that extra armor, as well as the increase in life points, which kind of interacts like it does with against Maledict, where the lower you are, the more damage you're going to take the Toxin as well. So you just want to keep your life highest possible, above a certain threshold, as long as possible. It does give you that. It gives you the 5-man potential to deal up with this kind of lineup, so...
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
So it's probably going to be Jirax on the bounty, Slardar off lane for Mind Control, Matsu, Gyro, Viper for Fata. So the final hero is like that synergy hero for Kuroki, something that can control team fights, something with a bunch of stuns and disables, because right now we're looking at big teamfight ultis and the balling up here of Juggernaut's Healing Ward and just pressuring into tier 1s with the mech from the Shadow Fiend like you mentioned. An AA would have been decent for Team Liquid, I feel, but it's like sliding that into the draft is kind of awkward. It's putting the square block into the round hole. You're going to be missing out on a little bit of laning phase, a little bit of actual control in your team fights, even though it is good against the healing.
It's definitely good against heroes of Radiant if you get it that way, but at the same time, it doesn't work with team lineup with the idea they have in mind with these 4 picks. These heroes, they want to play really aggressive because Darrow peaks relatively early in terms of sheer amount of aggression it can throw out with so much damage. Hero that right now in this patch, if you don't win the early game with a Bounty Hunter, you're stuck with a moving invis creep for the rest of the game, because what track used to give no longer gives. You're under the vision of track. Most heroes back in the day, they had to run back so they don't show your teammates with like 1800 vision and all these things. Now it's not so strong. Even though they have the amp, we have to keep in mind that these heroes, they rely so much on vision as well as the positioning. For them to secure it, they need to get the pickoffs early and have that advantage. The Liquid, I don't think they're going to be too hard pressed to find it, because again, I think their heroes are vastly stronger in the lane so far. They certainly have to do the work. They have to put in the effort to make it happen. And with the last out that's still hidden, as you mentioned earlier, the Tusk Slaughter definitely a possibility. I don't think it's as strong this game because there's not as much follow-up in the early game, but it's one of the options they can opt.
What do you feel about Vengeful Spirit for Liquid? That's been something Kuroki's pulled out of the bag from time to time. Swap's pretty good here, but I'm just looking at like Vengeance Aura and the Wave of Terror. Additional minus armor and additional damage.
Yeah. It gives them a ton of presence, makes their roast stronger, and like it really does seem like it'll hold and round up their lineup very well. I'm okay with a lot of picks actually. Vengeance 1, in my head, I think Venomancer is a really good counter pick.
Liquid's turn to pick.
I feel like they won't be able to push at all. Even if the early game goes pretty well for them, considering that they don't lose a ridiculous number of heroes. But we'll just have to see what Liquid has in mind. It's a little bit harder to predict kind of lineup picks because they look like they want to run at them.
Yeah, definitely. And then Complexity, SF mid, Spirit Breaker, could be support. Could be Swindle's offlane Spirit Breaker. Winter Wyvern going to be, zoning, harassing mid, moving around a little bit towards bottom lane. Juggernaut, relatively self-sustaining. He can do okay against the Slardar with his healing ward up. But it's going to be more likely than not that final support hero. An Omni Knight for Liquid?
Oh.
Oh, jeez. See, I was going to say something maybe like a Witch Doctor for Liquid here, just to get that Death Ward with the amp. The cask is pretty nice as well. But Death Ward for Complexity here. I mean, the Witch Doctor for Complexity here wouldn't be awful. But how do you handle Repel?
Yeah, it's just one of those picks that they saw and said, hey, they have no counter to this spell. Let's run it. And it also fits in philosophy. Progressive. You know, that Purification Hail Bomb with heroes like Bounty Hunter and Slaughter is no joke. And when you have a Gyrocopter Repel or a Viper Repel going in, you already have them with a net advantage, assuming that they came out of the lanes, which they should. It's actually going to be really difficult for Liquid Complexity right now. They need a way to shout the waves. Broodmother, one of the heroes that could do it, actually.
And that's Chessie. Chessie picks up the Brood.
Oh. Play the SF. I guess they just kind of switched based on the hero picks.
Okay. So, Chessie Brood up at top, Swindle's mid Shadow Fiend, and it will be the support Spirit Breaker. And I guess looking at this now, if the Spirit Breaker does have to react to the Bounty Hunter and his movements, then better to have it in the 4th spot than in the off-lane role. You're not missing out on experience, not giving up too much in the lane. Interesting stuff. So, Omni Knight, 5th pick, Broodmother, 5th pick. Both teams very keen on winning this. But yeah, just to reiterate what I was saying before, if Liquid win this game, they find themselves in the automatic qualification spot. Complexity, they just want to win games, man. This is practice to them. They just want to get onto that, morale, the hype train.
5 seconds remaining.
Had a pretty good up until that point. But I would still say for the game, they seem like they had a lot of things on the fact that they took like all the roles at the very end. They definitely have an idea of what they're doing. Again, with this roster they have now, if they stick, they will mesh. And
let's take a quick look here. As Complexity, they're all stand-ins. The Reborn decided to bug out a little bit with the team profiles. Courier, where are you going, Mr. Courier? Whose items are these? What's
Chessie's? Looks like did he port or did he just walk over?
I'm not sure. I guess he TP'd.
Well, I mean he didn't port, so I imagine maybe he just ran out really fast.
Yeah.
Max is already scouting them out. He already has intel Radiant side.
On Liquid,
Matu,
Matu, Mind Control. Oh, they're pinging it out now. They saw him for sure. I know he's there. Top Rune looks like Liquid maybe try and contest this with Gyro, Rocket Barrage. The Crush is pretty good. I've got Omni with the Purification Bomb as well, but they seem a little bit timid here. There's a sentry placed by the Radiant already, making damn sure there's nothing coming out of Liquid to stop this. And Chessie has gone for the... Wait a second, he's gone for a web on each rune spot.
Yeah. He's rotated bottom after he saw the movement. He's gonna get stunned here, the rune. I thought I should be able to get it. There we go.
Nicely played by Mind Control. So, Fata, Viper mid, got Mind Control solo off lane. Jerax, of course, the bounty roaming between lanes. And there's double melee support, Kuroki on the Omni Knight. And his role in the laning phase is going to be a little more special, because he can't zone, he can't really harass, and with a Juggernaut and Winter Wyvern up at top lane, Matumbaman isn't going to have an easy time farming.
Yeah, mid, Swindle's already skilled up to Necromastery. I guess he wanted to fight the Viper to an extent, but I'm not sure how well it's going to go.
Yeah, you just see the positioning of this Viper already. 2 last hits, up on the high ground, zoning out completely. And Swindle Shadow Fiend, a little bit of a rough time here. Up at top though, the dive is there. I'll just catch the tail end of that as Gyro. I knew he would have a rough time, but with the charge into Arctic Burn, giving such a great setup, Broodmother dives the bottom lane, and all of a sudden, people are dying across the map.
Yeah, I'm surprised that can't get bottom happen. I did expect the Trilane to eventually get a kill, but I didn't think it would be so fast against Omni. And looking at Kuro right now, he actually skilled. Not sure if there would have been enough of a turnaround from Patient, but at the very least, maybe Repel might have saved them from the slow coming out of the Wyvern. But there's a charge coming in at mid now. This is just harassment against Fada. And get some extra CS.
Well, as the level 2 raise up now, but at one point in Corrosive Skin, not taking a massive amount of damage, and Z-Freak swindles. A little bit of trouble here. And Sparta just turns around and whacks him a couple of times with the poison attack. Chessie down the bot lane, this Broodmother, in a 1v1 against Slardar. Now, The Slaughter with boots and a mango already. Stout shields up. He shouldn't have an awful time here. Like, Broodmother, once you get to level 5, then things start to get super annoying. But dealing with the Spidlings, it's going to be okay. I just wonder if you go for a poor man shield even on mind control.
Not sure, but he is, again, with this, he definitely can go for that option. With that first blood, he's gonna, not the first, with that first kill advantage, he's gonna have a relatively easier time. It is a 6 without stealth shield EMS, so he's not gonna tank too much, but Chessie's doing a pretty good job with the harassment here. I'm gonna go on Chessie, I think.
Oh, but the dust will slow him. Have they got this kill? Yeah. One more hit from mind control and they secure it. Jirax with the dust, very well timed.
Dust, Orb of Venom, Chinata. Broodmother's not going anywhere.
And charge from Zefric not going to accomplish anything. Fata once again realizing that supports have left mid lane back to top and bot. So it's in this 1v1 vacuum again. He's dead. You're right. The final poison attack from Fata will secure it.
The acid test.
I think he knew that there was a high ground ward, even though they had the sentry place to semi-see the bounty hunter slash find somebody. But hold that thought at bottom.
They got mind control, yeah they do. Jirax is being forced back with a sentry just in range to find him. Chessie, even though he's died twice, this double kill he gets at this situation. And he's going to swing the lane pretty massively back into his favor. Now getting closer to that level 5 up at top though. Ziz is dead. The Winter Wyvern will be able to back himself up. But Repel, Purification and Rocket Barrage, all enough to kill the Juggernaut.
Yeah, the Repel in this lane. As soon as the Juggernaut spin comes out and Wyvern decides to Arctic Burn, you just repel the target and take no damage whatsoever, no slows.
He charged towards mid. Jirax is here. Oh, the final hit in actually doesn't come through. Jirax has the Shuriken. And Fata's being slowed down by that little Orb of Venom. Turns back for the hits, has the clarity up and running. One more poison attack, doesn't even need it. As he just needs one auto. And he gets himself a double kill. And oh my goodness, 3 to 6. Liquid are leading by 3 kills. And these lanes are going decently for them.
Oh yeah, most certainly, man. This bounty hunter got 2 sentries and a ward in his inventory. He's cracked level 4 before 4 minutes. This is the classic definition of a spalling bounty hunter. He's doing so much work, now he's probably going to secure a rune as well. Really, really good going for them. Even though Chessie's double kills level 5 and farming, he's still a safe lane brew. No matter what, this Slaughter is going to have a relatively easy time scaling. They just need to find a way to gank out mid game.
Yeah, the Slaughter is leading in the last sets. Like a couple of these will be Spidlings, of course, but Gyro and Viper. 3 dire heroes up at the top. The Shadow Fiend has been shut down pretty immensely at this point. He's resorting to getting into the jungle and farming himself through there. Oh my goodness. Well, Ziz will die to the purification from Kuroki, who now looks to chase down Z-Freak. I'm just taking a look at Swindles. Level 4.5, farming jungle. Vlad is leeching experience mid. But Jirax's bounty has been from lane to lane, just finding openings everywhere. And mind control? Blink Dagger probably going to be here by, what, 13, 14 minutes? If he continues at this rate, anyway.
Jirax is hunting. I think he spots out the courier here, but I get the snipe right over trees. He might find the SF, however.
Wondering where Swindles is. Like, where's he hiding? What's he up to? Because Fata goes in for Vlad. Omni Knight gets a kill on the Spirit Breaker up at top, but this is where we're looking. Swindles and Vlad, they're both corralled back behind the tier 1. Winter Wyvern not going to die just yet with 3 stick charges. He should be okay to tango up, but Jirax wasn't in position to really capitalize on that movement from the Viper.
Very close call. Still, I would say Liquid's still winning over around the map. If it's not just a kill at top, it's the fact that they have this vision advantage now. And look at this bounty hunter. Despite the Spirit Breaker's presence on the map, he just zoning targets from their own woods. Swills. He's so wary.
He's been dived so heavily here. The charge is down in bottom lane though, and mind control is in a little bit of trouble. Gets the crush on the Chessie, but with a charge connecting from Z-Freak, he's gonna have to dive behind tier 1 for this. He needs a bash, he needs something. He's gonna get blocked by creeps a little bit and juked and jived behind the trees. Mind control escapes while the Brood dies on the back to Kuroki. And this Spirit Breaker will just about TP away. There's nothing to stun him, nothing to hold him in place. Complexity. These lanes, they're trying to counter aggression with aggression. It's just not working out for them.
It almost seems like they're always one. Oh, look at top. Solo kill. I think this. No, he didn't even have ultimates. Looks like he went for a spin kill and it just didn't work out. Not enough damage against Barrage means that you're gonna die.
Yeah, T-Tours galore. I don't know, man. When there's kills happening on every single lane, I don't know how I can catch every single one of them. I'm gonna start like machine gunning my camera, pinging it across the map because Liquid, they are definitely on point this time around. Chessie, Soul Ring, but nothing much else to call his own as he's now going to be dived behind the tower. There's the dust, and they've got the amp damage on him. He can't move over the trees, and Mind Control's there with a crush. KuroKy doesn't even need mana for this. And you look at the Omni Knight, he has Arcane Boots and level 7.
Yeah.
That's 7 minutes.
This is a total disaster for the early game of Complexity. This Omni Knight playing, I guess, 4 position sports. He's more farmed than every hero inside of Complexity. Every hero.
Well, mid Fata is going in for this one. Mind Control's got the amp. Fata's turned around on though with the Viper Strike out. Crush hits on Swindles. Down goes 1 and 2 as Liquid are just clearing up every single lane. Where's Matu's Gyro? Back at base, healing up. So farm-wise, how are we actually looking here? Because it's just gold being pumped into Liquid at this point. Levels, nothing really too spectacular. There's a level 8 Viper, level 7 Omni Knight, but net worth, 4 heroes in the top 4 are all dire. As Mind Control will get taken out, the trade-off is Matu clearing up Ziz, but Vlad and Chessie both joining in to try and catch Matu. But I'm just not sure it's going to work with the Brute Mother getting the webs down. The buyback from Slaughter will come in, and Chessie, he's trapped under the rocket barrage for a ton of damage, but double rotation up and still getting a 1-for-1 trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, he did buy back and he hasn't gotten anything yet. He'd probably be able to amp some targets. If not, he's still alive and be able to do a little more work, so it's not the end of the world for him to buy back like here. Track and the amp coming.
Oh, Jirax in a ton of trouble. Spiraling Spawn, Vlad is taken out. Mind Control has a crush in a couple of seconds time. And he should be... Oh no, there's a level 6 Spirit Breaker on him. Crush is out, and with KuroKy, Guardian Angel is up, so they're all pretty much immune. As Z-Freak will drop, Chessie finally gets the final spawn. Spiraling's out. And Ziz back behind the tier 1. And Matumba Man, he's got Barrage, he's got coL down, and Ziz has walked back into this fight. The Purification's there to heal Matu back up to full pretty much. And Ziz, the Blade Fury doesn't do enough. It's just constant commitment here from Complexity, and they just can't make enough of the trades.
Yeah, it's just too little at this point. Everything that they throw in. We see Vlad just keep now, but level 4 Winter Wyvern going up to level 8 Viper. This is a... Chessie got tracked up. He's down too.
They've got the charge coming in, and they missed the Purification Bomb. They should be able to take this kill. No, unless the bashes come through. Z-Freak, the charge goes through them both. Shuriken bounces back onto Brood as the chase continues. Fata joins the fight with the Purification again. KuroKy just keeps everyone up and running. Might lose his own life though, unless he repels himself. Blade Fury magical damage nullified by that repel. And Chessie, the Brood Mother that's kind of meant to be on one lane dominating and keeping the game flowing for them. He's TPing around ganking as a Brood. They'll kill off KuroKy here, but it's a support Omni Knight. He is pretty high leveled, up at level 9, which is almost insane, but the buyback from the Brood Mother is just so intense. Man. Matu drops there.
Big kills, man. They just had over 1,000 gold swing just Complexity just now in like last 30 seconds. Buyback was probably worth it. I wouldn't say the game is back in their favor yet. It's still 9 to 18 on side of Liquid, almost 3 kills per minute, and there was actually a 7.5k gold lead for 10 minutes into this game. I mean, I don't know the stats, but never seen a 7.5k gold lead before. But as I say, that Fala's about to drop.
Oh, Purification and Repel. He's gonna get critted down, and Chessie maybe with that ult up can find the hit. Z-Freak will chase it though. A punch, 2 punches. He's getting fogged. He's not gonna find it. He needs another one in there. And Z-Freak getting taken out by the Mind Control Slaughter. Purifications galore. Honestly, this Omni Knight is the difference maker. This is the one keeping people alive as mid lane. TP's coming in, Swindles. He's trapped in here. Jirax, he's got a haste. Gets himself away, but Vlad will not be so lucky.
Oh, and Ziz, he's walking
spin.
right by. Hello there, friend.
He's got spin, but the right-click damage from Liquid is just way too much. Broodmother died at top, right? Yeah. KuroKy and Mind Control pairing up to find that one. Holy crap.
I mean, if you don't have a massive AoE spamming whip clear against the Broodmother, all you have to do is just track, amp, and kill them non-stop, I guess. And Swindles looks like he might be... Oh, never mind, they're turning the aggression.
Oh, they changed back onto Jirax. He cancels out another strike, but he'll get taken out by the raids from Swindles. Now Fata, he's got his target in his sights. There's no stuns, but they should have enough damage to kill him off just before the TP completes. Matsuma Man on this gyro came in at just the right time. And so what is Swindle's looking at right now? Treads Bottle Aquila. It's not as bad as I kind of expected. He's 1-4, but he still has a satisfactory net worth, right?
He's definitely been getting some space while all this engagement top area. And speaking of which, doesn't stop Durka.
Oh, a charge onto mind control. That's the first kill I've missed in the past 4 minutes, so I'm okay with this. I'm
Doing
okay
good,
with
man.
this.
You're doing good.
10 to 24 at 12 minutes. 34 kills. It's honestly insane. Honestly, absolutely insane.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Do I just give up now? There's people dying everywhere. Right, okay, I'm gonna catch this up the top. They're diving. Yes, I see it! I'm here with the Purification Bomb and the Crush. Guardian Angel will keep mind control alive under the tower. Well, the Winter's Curse is getting Z-Freak out of dodge with Vlad chased down. Cold Embrace held in place to heal himself up, but Z-Freak has no charge, and the Rocket Barrage from Matu will secure that kill as Vlad is chased with the amp up on him. They've got perfect vision, and the Sprint Crush. This makes it all so easy. Tier 1 tower will get dropped down here. As Jerax is looking for Swindles, hunting down the Shadow Fiend who just wants to safely, calmly farm his own jungle. Fortunately for him, there's no one to back up the bounty.
He's just gonna get harassed down here. Toss from Jerax. And as I say that, no, Jerax, is he go for a solo kill attempt here?
Can he do this?
Oh,
well, okay, mind controls here. They definitely can. Omni Slash is decent, but it's still level 1. They might find the kill onto Jerax with that Blade Fury, and they will do so, but Matu, he launches the cooldown. Ziz has that healing ward down, but Microsoft focuses it, and Ziz, the Rocket Barrage, is just a little bit too much until stick charges, and a little bit of heal will get them the kill on and get a kill on Ziz, but bashes from Z-Freak 1-2, now facing off against Fata's Viper, who's godlike at this point. Vlad, it's time to accept your fate. GG is called.
Over,
13 minutes and 42 seconds. Liquid have qualified for the defense LAN, and honestly, in some style. I apologize, guys, for missing like half of the kills in this game, but when 3 lanes are dying at the same time, Liquid just completely outplaying. Complexity.
Liquid just doing it with a run-out lineup, and might have been a byproduct of Spirit Breaker and a Bounty Hunter getting picked in the same game, but man, can you call that?
Bloody hell. Well, that leaves us in a position where we have Team Liquid up at the top.